recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and thank you, Congressman McEachin, for yielding your time. Mr. Speaker, I rise today to urge passage of H.R. 965, the Saint-Gaudens National Historical Park Redesignation Act. Named after the great American sculptor Augustus Saint-Gaudens, this historic site, located in Cornish, New Hampshire, has preserved his home and working studios since it was established in 1965. Augustus Saint-Gaudens was born in Dublin, Ireland, and immigrated to America with his parents when he was just 6 months old. It was at a young age when Augustus developed a strong interest in sculpting, which set him on a path to Paris and Rome, where he studied art and architecture and worked on his very first commission. In 1876, Saint-Gaudens was tapped for his first several prominent Civil War-related commissions, which include the standing Lincoln statue of our 16th president. At over 12 feet tall, this historic landmark stands prominently in Chicago's Lincoln Park. After working on this statue for close to a decade, the towering piece was unveiled in 1887 to a crowd of over 10,000 people, including President Lincoln's only living grandson. His most famous work was commissioned soon after, the Robert Gould Shaw Memorial, a bronze bas-relief which took Saint-Gaudens 14 years to complete. Located in Boston Common, this iconic sculpture depicts Colonel Shaw and the 54th Regiment Massachusetts Volunteer Infantry, which was the first African-American regiment organized by the Union in the Civil War. As one of the foremost American sculptors of the 19th century, Saint-Gaudens left a lasting legacy on our country's artistic heritage, which continues to be cherished at our historic site in Cornish. Since its authorization by Congress in 1964 and establishment a year later, the Saint-Gaudens National Historic Site has blossomed into a popular tourist attraction and location for local artists and musicians to share their talents. However, the present name, which designates this location as a historic site, is no longer the most appropriate or useful to accurately portray the complexity of this site. Whereas National Historic Sites are typically designated for single buildings or sites that only encompass a few acres in size, the Saint-Gaudens National Historic Site is 190 acres in size and includes multiple buildings, a vast collection of American art, and a small trail network that allows visitors to explore the grounds. My legislation would simply redesignate Saint-Gaudens National Historic Site to Saint-Gaudens National Historic Park, which would more accurately illustrate all that the park has to offer. In partnership with the Saint-Gaudens Memorial, a private nonprofit that operated the site until it donated the land to the National Park Service in 1965, this historic site offers rotating contemporary and historical exhibitions, concerts, hands-on workshops, lectures, and many other educational opportunities for our visitors. The array of recreational activities offered to visitors makes this park much more than a historic site. It is a living remembrance to the great American sculptor Augustus Saint-Gaudens and the artistic legacy that he has left behind. It is my hope that this proposed name change will help attract more interest in the park, boost annual visitation, and help drive our local economy. Mr. Speaker, I urge the House to pass this legislation, and I yield back the